Atlantis, a place described by Plato almost 2,500 years ago. Where exactly is this place? Did it actually exist? Or was it just a fabricated myth? And if it was real, where did it go? Was it actually inhabited by humans? Or aliens? Today, we are going to answer some of these questions and look at 5 mind-blowing facts about Atlantis. Number 3, it completely challenges modern science. So, let's dive in.
Number 1. Edgar Cayce's prophecy. Could a perfectly constructed stone road deep under the ocean be the work of an invisible force? It was a dark night in the 1930s. In a quiet room in America, a mysterious man lay with his eyes closed. His name was Edgar Cayce. He was no ordinary man. He possessed the eerie ability to see the future in his sleep. To this day, almost every single one of his predictions has come true. Suddenly, one night, he went into a deep trance and muttered, "Deep within the secret heart of the ocean, an ancient civilization lies asleep." He then confidently predicted an exact timeline, declaring by 1968 or 1969, a strange portion of the lost city will rise to the surface in the Bahamas. Fast forward a few decades to 1968. Divers in the crystal-clear waters of Bimini Island in the Bahamas were left completely stunned. They discovered massive rectangular stones perfectly aligned for miles across the ocean floor, forming what we know today as the Bimini Road. Cayce's unbelievable prophecy had come true word for word, and many researchers believe this was the main gateway to Atlantis. However, in 1978, renowned marine scientist Dr. John Gifford published a study stating that these rock formations are entirely natural, shaped over time by ocean waves. But could this really be just the work of the waves? Mystery lovers to this day refuse to buy that explanation.
Number 2, was Atlantis inhabited by humans or aliens? Thousands of years ago, did a human race walk this earth with power and technology that completely defies our imagination, or were they not even from this planet? Ancient manuscripts describe a bizarre civilization where the inhabitants had 4 arms and a third eye at the back of their heads. They didn't speak with words, instead they communicated purely through telepathy. They also possessed flying vehicles that levitated in the sky without any fuel. These strange stories aren't from a sci-fi movie. They are the daily lives of the people of Atlantis, as claimed by ancient theosophists. There is a massive debate over whether the citizens of Atlantis were humans or aliens from another planet. UFO researchers argue that Atlantis was actually an advanced alien space base. They supposedly used their cosmic technology to build this paradise in the middle of the ocean, and once their mission was over, they abandoned Earth in a single night, leaving the city to sink into the sea. On the other hand, in 1882, the famous author and researcher Ignatius Donnelly argued in his book that the residents of Atlantis were not extraterrestrials. Instead, they were Earth's very first highly advanced human civilization, from whom the Egyptian civilization later originated. Number 3. The mysterious metal of Atlantis. Imagine a metal that glows with a fiery red light, a substance that has completely baffled modern scientists in their laboratories. This is not fiction. When the Greek philosopher Plato was describing Atlantis, he repeatedly mentioned a special metal called Orichalcum. He wrote that the walls and pillars of the main temple of Atlantis were coated in this metal, which was more valuable than gold or silver, and it emitted a mystical reddish glow even in total darkness. For centuries, top scientists dismissed Plato's claims as pure nonsense, especially since no such metal existed on the periodic table. But history took an unbelievable turn in 2015. Off the coast of Sicily, Italy, archaeologists discovered a 2,500-year-old shipwreck. Hidden beneath the mud inside that ship were 39 mysterious metal bars. When tested in the lab, scientists were left absolutely speechless. It was a perfect ancient alloy of copper and zinc, matching Plato's description of the lost Orichalcum exactly. This means the science of Atlantis had created this metal thousands of years ago, while we only rediscovered it a few years back. Following this discovery in 2015, Italian marine archaeologist Dr. Sebastiano Tusa confirmed that the recovered metals were indeed the ancient Orichalcum, proving that Plato's stories weren't entirely fictional. But this is exactly where modern science hits a brick wall. If you want a detailed video on this miraculous substance, drop a comment below. Number 4. The Nazi search for Atlantis. Behind the madness of World War II, was Adolf Hitler actually hunting for an invisible ancient weapon that could allow him to enslave the entire world forever? It was a freezing morning in 1938. In the remote, rugged valleys of Tibet, a group of German officers could be seen measuring ancient manuscripts and human skulls. While the public believed Hitler was only fighting on the battlefields, behind the scenes his ultra-secret organization called Ahnenerbe was scouring every corner of the globe in search of a mystical power. Hitler and his right-hand man Heinrich Himmler firmly believed that the Aryan race didn't just come from ordinary bloodlines. They believed Aryans were the direct descendants of the godlike beings who once ruled Atlantis. Hitler was convinced that a hidden piece of Atlantean technology or some ancient superweapon was buried deep beneath the Himalayas in Tibet or under the ice of Antarctica. Because of this, the Nazi regime poured millions into running top-secret expeditions to find Atlantis, even while the war was raging. In 2004, Canadian historian Dr. Heather Pringle revealed in a research book that the primary goal behind the Nazis' obsession with Atlantis and the occult was to fabricate a scientific basis for their Aryan supremacy theories. While they ultimately failed, it once again proved that Atlantis was far more than just a fictional story.
Number 5. The Survivors. If Atlantis was destroyed in a single night, what actually happened to its people? Think about two completely different civilizations located on opposite sides of the Atlantic Ocean, the pharaohs of Egypt on one side and the Mayan natives of Mexico on the other. Interestingly, there was absolutely no way for these two regions to communicate in ancient times, yet astonishingly, both cultures built massive pyramids with almost identical geometric designs and created highly accurate calendars based on the stars. How is such a striking similarity even possible? Researchers claim that as Atlantis was sinking into the ocean overnight, some of its highly educated scientists and priests sensed the danger early and escaped on ships. One group took refuge in Egypt, while another made it to the Americas. These surviving citizens of Atlantis then shared their advanced knowledge of architecture and astronomy with these new cultures, which is exactly why we see ancient wonders like the Egyptian pyramids today. In 1950, the famous scholar and author Immanuel Velikovsky argued in his book that the survivors of this global cataclysm scattered across different parts of the world, planting the seeds for these new civilizations. In the end, one question still keeps people thinking: did a place called Atlantis really exist? Atlantis sits at a point in history that modern science just can't seem to reach, and it is within this very mystery that the realm of the supernatural begins. If you want to uncover the dark secrets of the pyramids, check out this video on my channel.